What's up, guys? Tiana here. We got a cute little dragon knight here today for a what?
Oh wait, what?
Hey guys, Timon here. We have Mr. Day 1, top 16. What did you play?
I played Nociel Gyze profile. Alright, so
nice
first
map.
of all, starters is gonna be Neon Gyze. More about him later. But basically he turns all my triggers into you get the trigger effect, and then on top of that you replace the 5k with binding a card. So we'll get to that in a bit. Okay, so enough of him. And then for my trigger lineup, I run 4 Nociel stands and 2 of the rescue stands. So the reason being is because Nociel, obvious reasons, I'm going to be doing a lot of swapping. So a lot of dancing with my damage zone. And then just in case I don't get any triggers, that's where my rescue checks come in. So his skill is Counterblast 1 at the end of the battle, shove him back into the deck, perform a rescue check. So it helps me get my triggers faster. I run a total of 6 draws. Doesn't have to be exactly like that. I don't care about the skill where it's flip this copy over, give the Vanguard +3, because Gyze says F that, get +3. So, but regardless, I like running the 6 draws, and of course, generic 4 heals, just in case.
Yep.
Then for my grade 1 lineup, it's gonna be 2 of the stride fodders. You don't really stride a lot in this deck. Most you're gonna get into is first, maybe second stride, but even though, you're not gonna get enough. So just 2. 4 of the Perfect Guard rescue checks. So generic Perfect Guard skill, plus if you have a face-up copy in your G break 1, face-up copy in your damage zone, pay the cost, counterblast 1, perform a rescue check when he's placed on the Guardian Circle. So that's another reason why I run those. And then it's your another Nociel. So if you're not familiar with the skill, it's when it's placed on Guardian Circle, swap a card in your hand with a card in your damage zone. So it gets me the Perfect Guards, G guards for later, so like say the heals, and anything that I need in my damage zone.
Broken.
So sometimes whenever my opponent says how many cards in your hand, I'll be like 7 + 4, so 11. And then I run 4 of the $20 card. Okay, so it's Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. When it's placed on the Guardian Circle and you have equal to or greater damage than your opponent, you perform a rescue check, not GB. Shout out to Anton for giving it to me.
He's over there.
Yeah, he's over there.
Anton, the hookups. Yeah. Go
Yep.
see him. San Jose, California.
So for those that went to ARG, he's the guy. So for my grade 2 lineup, it's gonna be Million Ray Pegasus, obvious reasons. If he's on my Vanguard circle, he helps me get the +2, so he's your defense. Okay, so his skill is whenever a card's placed in a damage zone, power +2 to himself, and it works as Vanguard / Rearguard. So it helps me with my defensive plays. Okay, and then more Nociel. So when it's placed on Rearguard circle, same thing as a grade 1, you swap. But instead of Guardian, it's Rearguard. And then my last grade 2 lineup is gonna be with the Celestial Gale Serial. So it's Counterblast 1, choose a card in your deck, place it into the damage zone, any card. So it helps me get my play pieces. And then you send a face-up card from your damage zone to the drop zone. Okay, so my grade 3 lineup, I run 8. It's gonna be my girl Gabrielle. Kill Like Kill fans, hang out, yeah. That's where they got it. Familiar with the skill, and you stride on top of her, swap a card in your hand with your damage zone, then perform a rescue check. And then G break 2, counterblast a unit with rescue, and you stride a rescue unit for free. Kill or kill. Anyways, then my MVP of the deck is gonna be Holy Seraph Nociel. Anyways, love Sniper Nociel. So her skills when she's placed on Vanguard Circle, swap. So a card from your damage zone in your hand. And then when a Nociel is placed in your damage zone, counterblast 1. If that card's still face up, put it into your hand, then put the top card of your deck face up into your damage zone. So a lot of the combos go well with Elf, I believe?
14 to 16.
So basically, she went from baby to adulthood. Yeah, so I run a total of 12 Nociel, so SP right there. So that's a lot of targets for me, and it helps me filter out the deck a lot. So most of the time I'll be dancing with my damage zone. Even though my opponent will know what cards I have in my hand, at least I get my primary pieces. Okay? So that is it for the main deck. And then for my G zone, adulthood. So more Holy Seraph Nociels.
College.
So her skill is at the end of the battle that she attacked, choose 2 cards in your rearguard, put them in the damage zone. Call 2 cards from your damage zone to separate rearguard circles. If they're a Nociel, they get +5. So if I call her, she gets +5. I call her, she gets +5. So any Nociel, I get +5. And then also I try to combo it with the stand triggers that I have in my damage zone if I have any, because that's an extra drive check that I can do.
Okay, that's cool.
And more kill evolved. So for you guys that don't know what this Gabrielle does, it's Soul Blast 1, flip a copy over, rescue check. So her second skill is when she attacks, choose as many face-up cards in your, as many face-up, does that mean face-up?
Your G-zone, right?
Yeah, face-up. So you could call as many cards from your from your damage zone, as many cards as there are face-up in your G zone. So like say if I have 2 cards face-up, I could call 2 cards from the damage zone, put 2 cards from the top of my deck face down in my damage zone, and it's up here, and those units that I call out get +3 each. So again, just to make available my pieces, like rescue checks. So instead of 3, I could get 4. Hopefully, maybe 5 for that turn. And then for the life of me, I can never get rid of Rafa yet. Basically, she's my extra heal trigger. So instead of running 4 heals, I run 6. You guys don't know her skill by now. It's G-Break 2, flip a copy of her, heal 1. And again, healing is cheating. And for my G guards, I only run 3, which is basically Blast 1. You perform OTT status, so you look at the top card of your deck, and you either put it on the top or the bottom, then you perform a rescue check.
What?
Yes, ma'am, and sir. So yep, basically I have all triggers in my deck. And it being a Nociel Gyze deck, I run the real Gyze pack, Corgi Dragon. So it doesn't have to be these 5 specifically. You could put Moist Guido in here, just for some added benefit. During my games, I usually bind this card last, just in case if I don't want to go into Gyze, I can own them with a giant sword instead. So, and then of course,
where is he?
So I'll flip him over. There he is, Gyze-sama. Yep. So I WP Gyze. So basically, what he does is that when you finally ultimate stride into him, you basically call all the 0 dragons out. So Backstreet Boys are back.
All right.
And then basically what happens is that these 0 dragons can't be attacked, can't be affected by other card effects other than him. And then at the beginning of your next turn, you deal 1 damage to your opponent for every 0 dragon that's on your field. So if for some reason chaos, they can't get rid of them, you deal 5 damage to your opponent. So my main strategy basically with this deck is I try to push myself up to 3 or 4 damage, up to 5 basically. I don't want to lose. So then if my opponent is like say at 1 or 2, which I try to keep them at just to limit the plays, then by the time I get this guy out, it's either they have to heal in the 6th or they lose. Yeah, so all the freaking gear players that I played, no salt. So all the gear players that I played, they all healed in the 6th. And they counterblast 2 because they brought out the mystery freeze. That's the main reason.
That's how you
so what they did was counterblast 2, and then they bound everything but a grade 3. And that's all they need, because by the time you get to Gyze, you only have grade 0s, 1, and 2s in your hand, and then maybe the occasional 3, but then I can't guard with 3. I can place it to guard, but I can't guard with it.
Wow, that's how you beat him.
Yeah, and then I lost to one DI player, which I'm not too salty about, because he almost decked out with only 1 card left in his deck.
So tragedy.
Yeah. So.
Did you play against a Gyze player? How's that?
Oh yeah. So game 1, what ended up happening was, I forgot to remind him about the Gyze skill about dealing damage.
Yeah.
And then I already drew my card, and then I already shuffled it back into my deck. For the record, he's running Revelation Gyze, which is not bad. Yeah, which is not bad. But we forgot about the skill because we were just having so much fun with it.
Yeah.
So we both got a game loss.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, and then it was noted, and then if it happened again, then we would get a match loss. Or a round loss, actually. So second game, what ended up happening was he was at 3 damage, I was at 1. So he just kept on trigger checking, hopefully that he gets a heal, so then it evens up the playing field. And he realized that he had less cards than I did. So by the time he got the 2 heals that got him back to 1 damage and me at 1 damage, he realized that he only had 3 cards left in his deck and I had 7. So,
so that's how you beat a Gyze.
yeah, so I'm like, our judge was all like, yo, guys only have 5 minutes left in a round. I'm like, you just want to keep on drawing until one of us decks out. So we just kept on going with it. So I ended up winning that match, but
wasn't a 5K no pass?
Yeah, 5K no pass. So the other
Gyze
thing
versus Gyze.
Yeah, so the other thing with Gyze is that if you have enough to want to pass him, then it's a no pass regardless, because Gyze nullifies the 5K and replaces it with the Bind to Zeroth Dragon instead.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So any shoutouts for the ARG?
Oh yeah, actually, shoutouts to the guy that was playing what is it, Mega Colony. I actually like that guy, all the way from LA. I'm sorry that he couldn't up Tyrannus with the 1 counterblast. I'm sorry, but we had some good talk. Let's just put it that way. And then shoutouts to the guy that got owned by Zoa while he was playing Chaos Gyze. No, I don't know what happened. I just looked at it and I'm like, dude, you're on Gyze. How the did you lose to a Zoa, your Zeroth Dragon? Yeah, shoutouts to that guy. I hope the Zoa player did have fun.
I think it was a girl.
Oh, it was?
think,
Yeah, it was a girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because I was
shoot.
sitting next to him.
Oh, double whammy. Anyways, so kudos to that guy and the Zoa player that played Zoa.
Yeah.
I don't know what the name is. Oh, and whoever did that Drachma play, you are dirty, you are a scoundrel, and I love you. Okay? So, and then also Team Wahana, what's up?
Nice. All right, peace. Thanks for the top 16 deck file.
Yeah.
And the
Dragonite.
Dragonite. Congrats on your win. Are we going to be seeing you at the event?
Oh yeah, I'll see you in August.
All right. See you guys there. Peace.
Yeah, see ya.